Hi guys, putting here with another community replay. I forget what number it is. And today we have BBA before. I'm sorry, I'm going to have a hard time pronouncing the entire name. So we're just going to either keep it with Yammy or the end of your name with 1976 or BB. As we can see here, is top tier because, well, he's tier 10 and, well, guaranteed to be top tier. Is a Yamato on Shatter here, spawned on A side, and I do like how he is kind of staying over here on A side. Now, the thing about the Yamato, I'm sure everybody knows, is 18.1-inch shells, which means you can pretty much overmatch everything in the game and lull pen everybody's citadel. The other thing about the Yamato, I do believe it's the only ship left in the game that does not have a lowered citadel. So if you are showing broadside, it is fairly easy to citadel, but the minute you go bow in, the only thing that can overmatch your bow armor is going to be another Yamato. Now there is a shot that you can make that most people can, but it's a... What I mean by, like, the rest of the ships can, but it's a very difficult shot to do, even for another Yamato. The other thing that is the Yamato is known for is awesome dispersion. It is pretty much a long-range sniper. And when I say long-range, I don't mean use all 20-plus kilometers that he is using. I believe he's sitting at 26, and then I'm sure when you throw up the spotter plane, it's going to go even farther. Get in around 15 is very, very comfortable for this ship. Now, one of the other weaknesses the Yamato, and I say this loosely, has is aircraft. It doesn't have as good as AA as the rest of the tier 10 battleships, but unless your name's pretty much Montana, you know, that's the king of the AA, but it still has some very good AA with all the AA rework that has happened. Now, I do like that he's taking in shots and on the destroyer when it was spotted, but the thing that really, besides the great result that kind of made me choose this instead of another replay, is these guys are playing a little bit passive just because of the carrier. There's only 2 DDs. While we have lost one, the enemy has not. But as you can see, he is moving up to the cap. He's getting in a very good position to try to support the cap and counter any push the enemy does. When you hear somebody call, please push the cap or get up by the cap, you can see he's still like 1 square away. It was about 4 kilometers-ish from the edge of the cap. It means he's pushed up to the cap to where if anybody wants to really, really push up hard, he's going to be able to easily punish them. Now, the other thing he's doing is he is taking shots in on broadside targets because, well, why not? You want to punish them even though you're probably never going to get a citadel unless it's you showing broadside to something. Unfortunately, the curve first wasn't going full steam. I suspect it bled a lot of speed in a turn and maybe slowed down to try to help him turn, which threw off the Yammy's shots. Now, I noticed he was going to hit the island, so you might as well take in the shot in on the curve first, because some damage is usually better than no damage. But as you can see, we have lost 2 ships to the enemy's 1. The enemy is pushing up, but as you can see, most of his support is kind of dying. Well, Cleveland is open water shooting. I'm suspecting he won't be long for the life because, yay, open water shooting. Which means pretty much, these guys are going to take care of the Cleveland first because they want to get rid of him. Now, as you can see, this is a typical Yamato play style. What I mean by this, he pushed up, got close, and then slowly started reversing while the enemy pushed in. Now, if the enemy pushed in really fast on him, he might have died, might not have. He might have killed a bunch of them, but he would be hurt. Because the thing about the Yamato that makes it different than the rest of the Tier 10 battleships minus the Conqueror is these turrets don't turn. Now, when I say don't turn, I mean they decided to use salt water to help these turrets turn instead of WD-40. So these things turn extremely slow. But if anybody rushes Yamato and survives the initial bow-in shots against them, you really can just drive right by him, and he's not going to be able to turn his turrets in time. He's probably going to have to turn his entire ship to get this. But as we can see, whatever happened at sea just collapsed, died, just, yeah, who knows. The rest of the guys that were on A side here looks like they're pushing into B. This is kind of the point of where you're really going to have to start making a play. You have no caps. Well, you may be contesting a cap, which is a good thing. You need to get a cap. You need to do something. You need to start killing, and you need to do it fairly quickly. Dilly-dallying around at this point is just going to end up as a loss. Now he sees his counterpart on the other coming in, sitting on cap, trying to get it, and I do like his decision to shoot him. Whether or not he gets a big hit on this guy or not kind of is mute, because you want to go for the cap resets. Now, while it looks like a cruiser is resetting them, helping get rid of an enemy Yamato is going to be good. But he notices there's a Hipper, broadside. I suspect the Hipper is actually going about maybe 3/4. It doesn't look like he's going full steam. But as you can see, he's trying to get all of his turrets into play. And this is what I mean by these things turn extremely slow. Now, unfortunately, by doing this, he is showing broadside to the curve first as Kaplow, a devastating strike, 2 citadels, along with 2 penetrating hits, just outright deleted that poor cruiser. Oh, sorry about that, Snuffle guys. Turtleback armor or not, Yamato just laughs at you. Curve first is playing hump the line because, well, that thing doesn't exactly turn quite well, but whatever. It does look like the gentleman may be trying to get off. I have a difficult time making these shots on guys humping the line too, as whatever was getting B or kind of stopping the enemy from getting B has gotten off. We are at the point of anybody dies, it's game over. They will be zeroed out. They can't afford to lose a single ship. So we desperately need to get a kill to at least make it to where if we lose one, we will be okay. As far as, you can afford to lose one. Is yes, we finally get another kill. Gives us some breathing room. So really the only ship right now that could zero them out is if the carrier does die, our friendly carrier, because he's worth that much in points. Now it looks like the curve first finally got off the line, but as you can see, his engine is still going slow, so he may be on the line, pushed into it, trying to make the turn. It's kind of a tough situation to be in. I've been in it before, and it just sucks. But he's making a right call. You've got to punish this guy while you are seeing his side. You do need to stay angled up while your division mate is on the cap. But as you can see, as soon as he gets done with the curve first, he immediately is cutting his speed and turning in. It's going to help him make the turn a little bit faster by cutting his speed and then increasing his speed. Again, as you can see, he did get a fairly tight turn well, tight turn for a battleship. But if that is one little trick, if you did not know. The other thing about the Yamato, it is a fairly maneuverable ship. Now, as we can see, our hero is up to two kills. We are finally getting a cap for points because we desperately need the breathing room, as it looks like the enemy CV want to strike our friendly. Now it looks like our friendly is taking care of the ship that is pushing on the beeline, which is making the correct call of just run for your life, live, because at this point that's all the enemy has to do. They don't have to push into these guys. They just need to get in very good defensible positions and force them to come, force our hero and his team to come to them, because they are the ones that need to make the moves. They are the one that have all the pressure on themselves. They don't even have a cap yet, and we are well over 10 minutes into this game. We are finally capping A. Luckily, it looks like hopefully he can get this cap before something actually hits him and resets him, because that would actually be devastating to get reset right now. Puts the spotter plane up, takes a shot in our broadside target because we need him dead. Went to go follow those shells, but unfortunately they got there right as he is looking. And here we go. Full-ish. Full, not exactly full, but not exactly 3/4. Well, but he's fairly healthy. Yamato versus a full health Bow in Des Moines, because, yeah, 16-inch shells go right through your nose, so what do you think a Yamato is going to do? Hot knife through butter. But if I was Des Moines, I actually would have left a little bit sooner. You might have held your shot a little bit just for him to be just bow on instead of him angled a little bit with the possibility of him possibly bouncing some shells. But it looks like the Des Moines going for the ram, as boom, die hard for our hero, and that is kill number 3. Luckily for him, nothing was burning. I don't know why the Des Moines was shooting AP at a bow-in battleship, because that's just never going to work. Should have been shooting HE. He wouldn't have survived, especially with him choosing to ram. But the other thing with Yamato here is, if the enemy carrier has AP bombs, doesn't have to be too afraid. But what he has to worry about right now is Chapayev torpedoes. I do believe these are 8-kilometer torpedoes, but he has to be worried for these torpedoes. Now, I do like how he's kind of slowly coming out and then speeding up, making the turn, because he has to know torpedoes. He has to know that Chapayev is definitely torped. He's not shooting them. The only reason a cruiser wouldn't be shooting you, especially one that has torpedoes, is he's torpedoing you. And here comes the torps, along with the shots. Now, I will give the Chapayev some credit. He held a shot. Now, I don't know if he was holding a shot because it was turning his gun, or he held a shot to play mind games with the Yamato. Did he launch when he launched? But that's where I like priority target. It's usually a good indication that he's looking at you with his gun, not his torpedoes. But as we can see, we are burning here. As we get a nice 10K salvo on the North Cal that is coming bow in, we're going to hopefully get our heel off before the North Cal can do any sort of damage. There's the heel. Unfortunately, while all this was going on, we lost our division mate dealing with, I believe it's a Cleveland that was running for his life. His kaplow cracking, and this is actually when I noticed in the replay that Yamamoto was on the Yammy. Look at all that health, and guess what? Fast reload, and I don't think people are going to be ready for it. Now, I do like the destroyer getting B cap. He's kind of being smart about this. You need caps. The reason you need caps is you need to stop the enemy point game. Now, the enemy shimmy is doing it smart. He got rid of the carrier, I do believe, but he's hauling butt to B. because he knows he needs to get a cap to keep getting his points. Is look at all that health he is getting back while he's burning as he took care of the enemy cruiser. And here is a broadside Amagi going quarter speed. So of course you know what's going to happen. You're going to miss with your first shot. But the Amagi is not even going to attempt to turn. Stop making it easy. Now of course, he's broadside. You're not going to get citadels on the first 2 or 3 salvos. Of course you're going to get it when it doesn't even matter. Now, hopefully our hero was paying attention to his minimap, as yet again we failed to get a citadel because lol Amagi armor. I hate dealing with Amagis. I did not enjoy my time in the ship. Now, you have to kind of suspect that the shimmy may be close enough to torp, especially with the cap going on. But I'm sure with everything going on, with the, you know, the nerves, with everything, because you desperately need to get this kill, is he still yet to fail to get the citadel? Because, you know what? Why not? Why should you be able to punish a broadside target? Even chat's kind of making fun out of him, and I bet you we get one here. Nope, just outright delete him. But can you guess what's going to be coming through the gap here? You should have just been going full steam, close the distance to the guy, as here comes Shimmy Torps. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to outrun them. I lost count after 1 torp. It doesn't matter how many he ate. The torps did get him. But because our hero was able to finish off 7 of the enemy ships, that's more than half, one more, kept this team in the game, went to B, denied them the points, but realized he wasn't going to be able to camp it, dealt with the enemy ships. He might have been able to stay on B to cap it, but everything rests on our DD here. Now, the one thing is I would do is definitely call in chat. Let him know the shimmy has no torps. He used all 3 sets. Because what that means is the Yu Yang here kind of knows that he can rush him for a little bit, but be ready for a torp. Spread if he sees them turn, he will have them all ready. Now, if the shimmy is stupid enough to just sit in his smoke screen, you know, he's just going to die. If I was a shimmy, I would have just turned and run. You kind of have the benefit of time on your side. Here comes 1 set of torps. Luckily, our DD was smart enough and just didn't keep barreling in at him, because he does have a little bit of time to deal with this gentleman. Nobody can see each other until right about here. It's a shimmy versus a rapid fire DD. All I had to do was drive straight, no torpedoes. We know what's going to happen here. He's going to easily gun down the shimmy. Looks like the shimmy may have given up, or his engine's out. But as soon as he dies, this is going to be game over, and a fantastic victory by our hero battleship that I cannot say. I apologize for that. You know, he did one hell of a great job on realizing that he needed to push when he needed to push. Instead of just sitting back and having a negative attitude in chat, he just put his man pants on and went for it. I hope you guys really did enjoy this replay. We do appreciate all the support you guys do give us. We do enjoy the replays. The email for that is in the description down below. Please remember to hit the like and subscribe button, and have yourselves one heck of a great day.